Are you having fun?
Yeah.
What do you do?
You're swimming in.
in.
Yeah. Can you show me how you swim?
Oh, he sunk the boat! Oh no! It's down at the bottom of the sea. Oh, here comes. Got enough air to get up. There it comes. It.
Hi, Ronan.
Oh, it's sinking. We gotta save it.
Hey guys. No, I'm actually in my room, and if you can tell behind me, this is also where I film the podcast, because that's kind of the space in here where I like to film the podcast. But I'm in here right now at my desk, and I'm looking over some of the comments that were left on YouTube on part 1 of this vlog series, and I'm looking at them because there were some really useful links in here regarding a particular crochet technique that I could employ in my market bag that I'm working on to kind of help with that issue. If you watched part 1 of this vlog series, you'll notice I was having some issues with this crochet market bag that I'm working on. So this is the market bag here that I'm working on, and I was having a problem where when I was joining like every round, so apparently when you crochet in the round, there's a certain way that if you do this particular slip stitch technique, it's going to cause you to have this like diagonal almost like a ridge in your work, and it was bothering me because I didn't like the way it looked, but also because I think I was confused on how to do it. And so what was happening is I was increasing stitches, which was causing it to like flare out. It was a hot mess. And you know, I'm really taking full responsibility because, you know, I'm a complete crochet newbie, and so I just wasn't doing it correctly. But anyway, I was given lots of comments about how I could fix it, what I'm probably doing incorrectly, which were all so helpful, and things that I really needed to kind of know. And so many commenters on part 1 of this vlog were really helpful. So definitely check out, number 1, check out part 1 of the vlog if you haven't checked it out already, but then also read the comments, because there's some really helpful comments in there about techniques for joining in the round, or crocheting in the round. And so anyway, if you did watch that, you'll know that I had like some issues with that, and I was showing it to you. And I had also mentioned too that I wasn't gonna tear it back, that whatever was gonna be the fix, I was just gonna start from where I was and just move forward. But turns out, like, crochet works up so much faster than knitting, and so ripping back is far less painful. And not only that, one of the techniques that, well, it's not really a technique, it's just kind of like, well, yeah, I mean, I guess it's a technique. One of the things that was mentioned was that I could just crochet instead of, okay, for example, let's see if I can show you from the beginning where I picked up my stitches. So right here, so you can see right here that there's a gradual kind of like lift up here, and that's because instead of, when I made it back to the beginning of the round, instead of doing a slip stitch and, you know, whatever that connection technique is where you do like a slip stitch into the 3rd chain of the first row, and then, I don't know, if you're familiar with crochet, this might make sense to you, but instead of doing this little thing here, I just kept going. I just didn't stop my momentum, I just kept going. And what that's going to do is it's going to cause your work to just kind of work up in like a spiral. And because this part of the bag is all this like double crochet pattern, there's no like change in the pattern, I figured I would far rather have that little jog that you're seeing right there in the beginning and then maybe at the end, than have this like weird like ridge running up the side of the bag, and also too like having to deal with not being 100% on how to do it and whatever. So I just wanted to kind of come up with a quick fix for this, because this is a relatively basic pattern. I don't feel like it requires me to go into any great detail on how to fix it. The methods though for fixing this, I mean, just continuing crocheting this in a spiral, that's super easy, but even the other methods that were offered me for fixing this issue were also really simple. They were just, you know, something you kind of have to like learn how to do, because I think they deviated from what you would typically do in a crochet in the round situation. I don't know, you can check those out, but there are links that were provided. So those of you who commented on the previous part of this vlog series, thank you so much. I was so excited because I received a comment back almost immediately that helped me with my issue. It caused me to kind of realize what I was doing wrong, and that was super helpful, so thank you. But anyway, that's kind of what I'm going on right now, and I'm actually really liking the way that it's turning out. It looks so much cleaner, and I'm enjoying it much more because I can just keep going and going and going. And that's what we love so much in knitting, about knitting in the round, is that you just keep going and going and going. And that's kind of, I guess, why I'm happy about this particular fix to my issue. So definitely check out the first part of this. Check out the comments for the links. And it's so funny because you can see how many times, well, you can see that I have ripped it back. Like, look at this. And I've ripped it back. This is my 4th time ripping this thing back. And what's happening is that this cotton yarn is starting to like split almost as I work with it, which is really no big deal, you know, in this particular case. But that's one thing about cotton yarn, is that the plies of the yarn do tend to split the more you kind of work them. But I'm okay with it as long as the bag starts coming together. I'm actually really enjoying working on it now. I feel like it just makes more sense and looks nicer. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and keep going so I can have this thing finished by the next episode of the podcast, because that episode I am filming on Sunday or Monday because it comes out on Wednesday next week. So I want to have this done, so watch for that. I'm also drinking some sun tea right now. I actually, yesterday we went to Walmart and got the pool that you saw earlier and the umbrella and a few different things for our backyard, and I picked up a pitcher, a sun tea pitcher. It's just a big glass, you know, jar with a spigot on it, and you can make sun tea in that. And what sun tea is tea that's brewed out in the sunshine, and the heat of the sun and the heat of the day in the summer helps to brew the tea, and it creates a really kind of subtle brewed tea. It's not super strong. It's not as strong as it would be if you used boiling water, because I don't think that the oils in the tea you know, come out as much, and so it's not quite, it's bitter, but in the summertime that's actually quite desirable because it keeps it really mellow. And I used orange spice tea by Bigelow. It's my favorite, all-time favorite herbal tea, and so I use that to make this tea, and it's delicious. And so I'm gonna patch in right here how I made my sun tea, because you definitely need to try it with whatever herbal tea you really like, because it really makes for a refreshing beverage. You can tell just by looking at it how light it is, and this is actually way lighter than it actually is because my ice has melted a little bit. So it's watered it down, but that's fine because it still tastes really nice. But yeah, this is my sun tea, and I'm really enjoying it, and definitely plan on making sun tea again with maybe some other different herbal teas and trying them out. So definitely give it a shot. Here is how I did it. Just came over to say hi. Yeah, he wants to know what's going on. This is Oscar, if you haven't met him. He is our big fat house cat. He's really, really big. He actually had a haircut not long ago, so he has this like lion cut, but it's starting to grow out. But let's see if I can get him all in the frame. I know, but we're doing it for the vlog. Yeah, look at that. Look at that tummy. He's got a nice, pretty white tummy. I know. I'm showing you off. So that's Oscar. Thanks, Oscar.